Guys, welcome to Driver's Therapy. We have literally my dream car, the R34 GT-R, and we have the owner who is amazing, Chris. And we have some really cool stories about how Chris bought this car. What year is your GT-R?
Gotcha. So this is a 1999 production model in June, I believe. It was actually legal to import as of last year.
Oh,
yep.
Cool.
Yep.
You bought this in what year?
I bought this in the year of 2019. So at the time, I was like, you know what? I really want these cars. I know they're going to be very unobtainium later. So I figured I better go and try to like scoop one up. I'll just put it into storage or something, make sure that, you know, I'm able to actually get one of these and just kind of sit on it for a bit. And I know a lot of people also had the same idea as well. But it's also like, wow, I'm going to throw this much money at a car, let it sit in storage for how many years, then bring it over, you know, assuming, you know, the world doesn't end. But
and how many years was it in storage?
So it was 5 years.
5 years?
Yeah, it was a long wait. I don't recommend it. Yeah, if I were to do it again, maybe, maybe not. It depends on the situation, you know, so.
Now you went through Top Rank.
Yes, that's correct. I went through Top Rank Importers.
Okay, and you said the Top Rank in Japan, right?
Yep, that's correct.
You paid for the car in advance?
That's correct, yep.
Okay.
So at the time, when I purchased this car, it was 6,240,000 yen in 2019. So at the time, it was about 54-ish K.
Okay.
You know?
Are you
USD?
serious?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
So at the time, it was actually obtainable to the regular average person, right?
Yes. Guys, have you looked at the prices of a GT-R right now? So you got a GT-R for half off, pretty much.
More or less. Some people could say a third. This is considering it's a V-spec model. So yeah, it depends on, you know, your perspective, right?
But this is one of those times where you took a risk and it paid off because, like, a lot of things could have gone wrong.
Oh, yeah. We could have gone to another world war or something, and things could have tanked. My Bitcoin could have been really bad. So fingers crossed, things kind of worked out, you know.
That is amazing. So you give him the 54 grand. And they say we're going to keep it. Where did they keep it at?
They kept it in their storage unit in Chiba, Japan.
Okay.
And so we had to pay, you know, monthly storage. But every month they showed a little startup video to make sure that it's there. We didn't get scammed. It still exists and all that. And then towards the end of it, they prepped you on maintenance items that needed to be done before they ended up shipping it out. I was also one of the crazier people that did roll on, roll off for this car. Normally you'd want to do like a container for a car like this, but I just said, you know what, I'll save like 8 grand and just, you know, let's go fast parts, right? So I did roll on, roll off, and then everything was good. Everything worked out well.
So tell us a little bit about your R34. What do you have done? Are these actual real Nismo wheels?
Oh yeah, these are the Nismo LMGT4 wheels. So for these wheels, they made them for only 1 year in this spec. They call it the Amori spec, right? So for this one, they have it in this colorful, I guess, matte black or whatever you want to call it. But these wheels were just something I just bought off some homies in Pennsylvania, brought it here, and also sat on these for like a few years as well. But in terms of the overall car itself, I just went for a Nismo sort of build, OEM plus sort of situation.
Okay.
It's very popular in the R34 GT-R community, but anything you see on the Nismo catalog itself, I try to shove it on this car right quick.
Nice, nice. Now, I know we glossed over these wheels, but holy moly, a set of these, super expensive.
Oh yeah.
And they look beautiful. They absolutely complement the car. I love, but I also love the gold calipers. It's a really nice look.
Oh yeah.
Now tell us about your exhaust system. What are you running?
Gotcha. So for the current exhaust system that we're running, it's the HKS Super Turbo Titanium.
Okay.
This goes from the cat all the way back to here. It's made of titanium. It's a little burnt at the end. And I prefer this exhaust a lot because it's more on the quieter end. And the fact that I can drive this around my neighborhood, which, you know, I have a lot of like older people in my neighborhood. It doesn't, you know, drive them crazy up the wall. When you get on it, it definitely opens up and it feels great. But I just love the overall sound. There's no drone to it. It looks baller. And sometimes it will shoot occasional, like, you know, pop a banger here too. So
yeah.
I like it. I like the overall, you know. And I think I'm a firm believer of HKS. I believe the products that they make are very good in terms of motorsports. They take whatever's OEM and they make it better.
I agree. I had the same exhaust on my R33, not the titanium. That's a great choice, but I like how they call the back the out feathered. You know, that's a really good look. I like the tow hook. That's pretty cool. And that's an actual rear diffuser, like the carbon fiber diffuser down there?
That's correct. So in the V-spec models of the R34 GT-Rs, they come with an actual dry carbon rear diffuser on this one. So that actually came with the car, which is pretty dope, you know. And like you said, the hook itself came from a Amori factory, which was one of the small options you can get. But FYI, it's for decorative purposes. It's not functional.
Okay.
So it's literally held by like 2 bolts.
Oh.
Yeah. So fun fact on that one.
That's awesome. I didn't know that. And of course, the iconic tail lights in the back. That's cool. And then you've got your wing, which is awesome. And this is adjustable, right?
Yep, correct. And this is the one from Nismo as well. They make the carbon fiber wing blade on here, which is also adjustable. And you can tell the OEM one doesn't have this little like gurney flat thing, but this comes up like a few millimeters.
That's awesome.
Yep, and I said it to the most aggressive as I can because I'm an aggressive person myself, you know.
I like that. Yeah. And then the interior looks pretty stock. I see you have a Nismo titanium a shift knob. That looks pretty cool.
Yep, that's correct. I also have the matching collar that goes with it for the reverse lockout. So it looks really cool and titanium and baller. And if it's titanium or carbon, I'll probably throw it on myself on it. But as you can see, most of the parts on there, like you got the mirror cover, and you have the side mirror like end plates right here.
Nice.
Which, fun fact, these are just stickers.
Okay.
Yeah, so you just literally just plug them on just like that.
That's awesome. I see you have the Nismo rear view mirror cover.
Yep.
I made a video on that too.
There you go, yep.
Now we do have to ask about the turtle here.
Oh,
What's
yeah.
his name?
This turtle, I don't know, I'll call him Walter after my old turtle, but this is a nice little crochet thing after something that the missus made for me.
I love it. Walter is super cool.
Oh, but wait till you take a look at this. Once you guys get the B-roll of this, you'll see a turtle, right?
Yeah.
You can take off his little backpack shell.
Oh.
And what do you see underneath it? The thickness.
That's amazing.
That's awesome, right? That's what I love about this thing. So my wife made this, and I was like, yeah, I gotta put this in the car. This is like necessary.
Walter is definitely the highlight, and I love it. And I see your helmet in the back seat. That's what I love about the GT-Rs. They're so usable.
Oh yeah.
Like the back seat is like legit. Like,
I do many Costco runs in this thing, and it works just fine.
yeah, big trunk.
Oh yeah, big trunk.
I mean,
yep.
These are such usable cars. And then of course the iconic front end, you can't get over that. That is one of my favorite things about the R34.
It's crazy how this came stock in 1999. It just was ahead of its time, I believe, you know?
The design is just beautiful. And that's what made it so iconic. I really think Need for Speed, Fast and the Furious, Gran Turismo really just solidified these cars. And the GT-R name is synonymous with just awesomeness.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And then in terms of future plans, most of this is probably going to be going, you know, because I have new headlights. I got an S-Tune front bumper, which is an option from Nismo. I have the vented hood for this, which people like to call the Z-Tune, but it's actually the R-Tune hood.
I love that hood.
So it's pretty dope, right?
That's a dope hood.
And what do you think about the fenders? The Z-Tune fenders?
I'd like them as long as everything else is complemented.
Yep,
like
exactly.
A lot of people just do like the front end, but like got to kind of keep going a little bit further. All right, Chris, we're looking at the engine bay. I noticed a lot of goodies here, but I want you to tell the viewers here, what do we got here, starting right here. If you're an R34 fan, you're going to catch some stuff. So
for sure. So for this engine bay in itself, if you see anything Nismo carbon related or looks a little aftermarket, it's probably some of the bits I like to put on there. So like I said, I was kind of going for an OEM plus Nismo sort of build. So I put the little, I guess, R-Tune air duct that came with it. So you tried doing this on one of your videos, right?
Yeah,
so,
it didn't fit.
Yep.
The R34, R33 are not compatible.
Exactly, right. So this will hopefully be eliminated once I end up putting the hood, because in the hood, they have this one duct that goes from here all the way to here, which goes into the box.
Isn't that cool?
It's pretty dope, right?
Truly functional.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. And then afterwards, I figured, let's ball out and let's put the carbon charge pipes in here. They look pretty dope, and I'm sure it's functional at least, right?
Oh yeah, and I mean, those are the actual Nismo ones,
yep,
right?
That's correct, yep.
That's crazy, guys. Oh, yeah. We know that those are not cheap and they're rare, and they add a lot of compliments to the car. Now, one of the things I'm not familiar with, and I consider myself a big GT-R enthusiast, is like, I'm not tracking this strut tower here. That's pretty cool.
Gotcha. This is one of those old school sort of parts that you can get back in the day. So Amori Factory was one of the, more resto mod. It's kind of like, it's over that, Nissan had specifically for their Nissan Motorsports division. Okay. So they went and punched out a bunch of, all these different cool parts, cool cars. So some of the parts you can actually find offhand. So I've been living off Yahoo Auction Japan since 2019. So I've amassed a cool amount of stuff over here.
We're going to get to other stuff, but I got to point out, this is Chris' signature right here.
Hell yeah.
Now, I see that you got the #1 mod that I would recommend to anyone, and that's the oil filter relocation kit, because having you know where the original oil filter,
right on the side of the block, right?
It's horrible, horrendous. So this makes it really easy. Yes.
For this, I just like to put a little T-shirt around it, and I just kind of unscrew it, and it's good to go.
Nice.
Much better than the stock location. And in terms of like future plans for this build, I have the Nismo intake plenum that hopefully I plan on putting on there too. And if I plan to go single turbo, I got a T51R sitting around just waiting to go in.
Anytime you go single turbo on inline 6, it just ups the experience even further. So that's going to be amazing.
Oh yeah, and then my other homies are trying to peer pressure me into getting VCAM, which is pretty much variable valve timing for the RB26 itself. I don't know if I'm ready for like a 2.8 yet, but you know, I'm gonna work my way up there. I gotta work a couple more shifts.
Look at this rod right here, guys. Isn't that cool? That's such a nice touch.
Yeah, that's a Rise titanium rod right there. Couple $100 on right-hand drive Japan, you know.
You know what? I mean, but a nice touch. And I see do you have TN suspension?
That's correct. You got you wouldn't tell, but you know, this is truly a Japanese import car if it didn't have the green, you know, suspension from TN.
And then I see, is this intercooler stock, right?
That's a stock intercooler,
Isn't
correct?
that cool?
Yeah.
A lot of people don't know that, and the GT-R, the stock intercooler is pretty beefy.
Oh, it's not bad, you know, and I have a Nismo one to replace that one as well, and it's what, I think it's a 4-incher, I think, so it's definitely much more beefier than this one.
Has this been your dream car?
Not necessarily my dream car. I kind of came to the car scene pretty late, like in 2015, so this was influenced by Kyle, for example, and my other friends. They're like, hey, let's do something. We like cars. Do you like cars, Chris? I'm like, what? And then I didn't know how to drive a manual transmission. I didn't know what an engine was. You could point to an alternator and call it a turbo. I wouldn't know the difference. But then, you know, they got me into cars pretty, you know, late in the game for there. And then we just started talking, you know, small things in there. I had a Celica, I had an S2000. Currently have a Supra and this car. But in terms of having this as like my dream car, it wasn't never really my dream car. It kind of just fell into place.
Okay.
But otherwise, it's good.
Do you feel like this is literally kind of giving you a whole different experience because you're like kind of like surrounded all the time pretty much?
Pretty much. If some people will look at this and they'll be like, oh, it's just an average Nissan. But other people who really know and they look at us, they're like, oh, wait, you have like the JDM car, you know? And whenever I'm driving this around, it's kind of like aura farming, more or less. I'm just going around and you just feel this like swag just dripping everywhere, just driving this car, right? But that's the thing, it's awesome, it turns heads, but for me, I'm not even half paying attention. I'm just trying to stay in the lane half the time, you know? I like people are honking me, I'm like, great, you know, let's go. I just need to go to Walmart real quick to get my chicken.
That's funny. Now, the first time I drove an R33 GT-ST, learning how to drive right-hand drive, it's not as hard as you think. You make the usual windshield wiper mistake with the turn signals. But what other things did you have to learn about driving this car? For
me, it's staying in the lane because as you Americans, we tend to stay towards the left of the lane, right? But except when I tried, you know, inverting my brain to that, I kept swerving towards the left more. So staying in the lane is one. B is taking miles per hour and converting that to kilometers per hour.
Okay.
So I have a little handy dandy cheat sheet in the car that does everything for you.
Are you serious?
Oh yeah. It's just a little sticker actually, but that does the trick. I mean, shifting with the left hand is not too bad actually. I actually prefer it more than right. So
I do agree with you. I actually enjoy driving right-hand drive cars. They're funny. Have you done the funny thing of trying to go through a drive-through?
Oh no, not yet. I don't think I'm made for that. I'm the worst at parking and even worse at reversing. So in terms of doing that, it's I haven't done that yet.
I've met another brother. I am horrible at reverse.
Oh yeah.
I don't know, for some reason, like I go 10 feet backwards, I'm hitting something.
Oh yeah.
We do have to mention the Jimmy John sticker here. That's the signature Chris thing.
Yeah, if you know me, I'm the biggest advocate for Jimmy John's. It was one of the only places that was open back in college when I worked after my shift, and they've always had my back since day one, and I have their back today, you know? So I'm a loyal fan. I hope I get a sponsorship from them soon.
And we have to give a shout out to Kyle Payne for his new Z06 and for connecting us, because I wouldn't have met Chris without him. Chris, thanks for being on the channel.
Of course, big, long fan of driver's therapy, so I'm finally glad to actually pop up on one of these videos, right?
Is it okay if we share your Instagram handle so people can
follow?
Of course,
yeah.
All right, this is his Instagram handle, and what is it?
It's gonna be Chris E, and put a bunch of E's till you run out of space, and that's probably me, with a dog pooping.
That's funny. So thank you guys for watching. We appreciate it. You stay tuned, punch that like button, and we'll talk to you soon.